guys, it's Amanda here from Perfectionism Prints, and today I'm going to do a planner flip. So this is a video that has been highly requested, and I have been putting it off because I have a lot of personal information in my planner, as we all do, but I keep my personal and work planner together, so I have a lot of information about work in here, and I just had to make sure that I went through every page and covered up anything that would be personal or sensitive information before I did this. So I'll apologize in advance because I feel like a lot of what I'm going to show you is going to have sticky notes over it because I can't show it. So I'm sorry about that. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to do this flip, or I would have to take so much out that it would really be kind of pointless because you wouldn't really be able to see how I'm actually planning. So before I get started, I am currently using this Gillio matte black personal wide planner with 30 millimeter gold rings, and I have this thing fairly stuffed right now, but I do have some pages I could thin out and things like that. So that's my planner, and I really love this planner. I am going to be filming another video where I talk about this planner specifically, doing kind of a mini review and then comparing it to the Moterm matte black croc, or just black Croco. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. You'll see as I'm doing this, I'm really much more of a functional planner than a decorative planner. I won't say that it's always been that way, but with how busy and crazy my life has been lately, I don't have time to do a lot of decorative planning. And honestly, I've even taken out a lot of my dashboards because it really annoyed me when I would flip to a section and my dashboard would be there first instead of the page that I wanted to get to, and then I would have to flip the dashboard to get to the page I wanted to get to. I'm working on making some more what I call double-sided dashboards for my shop, which means that the dashboard is printed on the left-hand side of the page, so you can open up a section and have the dashboard on the other side where you can see it but still open up to what you are looking for. So I'm not aware of a lot of those right now, so I'm just going to make some myself. So anyway, let's get started. First of all, I don't like a big back pocket on every planner. Like on A5 planners, for instance, I don't like it because I think it's easy to fold up paper and just put it in the other pockets of an A5. But in smaller planners like this personal wide, I really love having this pocket. And this is honestly how I've kind of, what I'm using to file and sort my mail, and then periodically, ideally every day, but realistically more like weekly sometimes, I'll sit down and go through them and process them. This is kind of like my physical inbox for papers back there. So I really like that. I have some little transparent dots from Cloth and Paper. Linen is my favorite color. Cotton, which is more of a light pink, and Ibiza, which is a kind of a taupe. And then I have this Cloth and Paper memo pad in here, which I just tore some of the pages off just so I would have something to grab real quick, but not a full memo pad where it was bulking up my planner. So I just keep that in here. I love how Gillios have this outward facing slip pocket, because then when you're elsewhere in your planner, you can easily grab the stickers or whatever you need without having to actually flip back to the front. Up here, I just have a Cloth and Paper date card for December, like a monthly calendar. And then I have some Cloth and Paper sticky notes that I just put onto one of these journaling cards, and I just keep that right here. Right now, this is the extent of the decorating that I've done for Christmas, is I made like a collage of photos I found on Google Images and just printed out a couple pictures on my selfie photo printer. So like I have this one, and yeah, that's good enough for me. So as far as the sections I have a lot, as you can see. The side tabs that I have here, I'll say like all the names of the tabs and then I'll go through and talk about them. So the side tabs I have are compass, which includes like goals and routines and things like that. And then I have my GTD, getting things done section. Then I have my calendar section. And I have my wellness section, which I don't have anything in yet. I'm working on making some new inserts for this. I have my shop section for my Etsy shop and my reference section. I try to fit my entire life into this one planner because I am somebody who has tried to work out of multiple planners many times, but I just it doesn't work for me. I just don't end up picking up multiple planners on a regular basis. So I have to fit everything that I can into one planner. I do have a couple of dashboards in here. This first one here is like it was from a cloth and paper subscription box, and it's like a thick acetate that I just have on here. And then I have this it's like a white ink dashboard from Planner Press, and it says straight moves, no announcements. And for some reason, that just really resonated with me, and I really like it. Now, ideally, you would have this over some sort of darker background, which I did before, but then it didn't match with my Christmas stuff, so I took it out. As you can see, I'm just not really particular about like how I arrange that stuff in here. And I so admire those of you who have a really good eye for that stuff. I don't think I necessarily have a bad eye for aesthetics, but I just get so perfectionistic about it that it's hard for me to decide on what I want to ultimately do. And I just keep rearranging things. And so anyway, it ends up looking like this because I end up not doing anything. So anyway, those were sorry, I was supposed to go through my tabs and then I didn't. So my side tabs are from Cloth and Paper. They're the glass plastic tabs, and they're a little bit thicker than the other tabs I'm going to show you, but they're very durable. One thing, like you can kind of see all of this stuff on here. Some of this is like residue from sticky notes or just scratches. These glass plastic dividers look really nice when you first get them, but then they do over time. And I have not necessarily babied these, but I also have tried to keep them nice, and they still end up looking like this, which when it's down against your paper, it doesn't really bother me that much. But it's not my favorite thing that happens, but I do like the transparent dividers. And these are like transparent on one side and then frosted on the other. And so that's what those dividers are. And then the other dividers are the diamond dividers from Planner Press. I love Planner Press. They have a shop on Etsy, and they also have their own website, and I just love her stuff so much. I think it's such good quality. I love their divider system. They have different kinds of dividers, and they have different, like this is the diamond kind, which is kind of frosted, and it's really, really thin, like much thinner than the Cloth and Paper. I'm trying to see if I can, probably really not going to be able to tell that much of a difference in thickness. I'm going to try to, that's the Cloth and Paper. and that's the planner press, as much as you can tell from the sound and like just seeing me do that. But anyway, I really, really like these dividers. I've seen people say that they don't like how thin these are, but I think that's one of the things I love the most about them is how thin they are, because you can see everything that I'm trying to fit into this planner, and I like to have a lot of sections because I think it makes me more efficient. So I love the fact that these are super thin and they don't mark up like the cloth and paper ones do. These are newer than the cloth and paper, but I don't see any scratches, any sticky note residue, anything like that on here. So anyway, these sections are, so this is like all within my GTD section. So I guess these are subsections for these dividers. So I have next, waiting on, talking points or talk points. I'm trying to make sure you can see this on camera. Sorry, my hair is getting in there. Projects. It's hard to get this white ink. Projects and someday. And these labels, I just made them with my label maker, which I'll link in the comments. And it you can choose a bunch of different fonts, and you can buy a lot of different label tapes to print on. And this is the tape with, it's like a clear tape with white lettering. And I really like the white. It's hard to see on this camera, but when you're looking at it, there we go, against a black planner, it really stands out. And I actually find it easier to read than black lettering if you're using a darker colored planner. So that's how I make those labels. So those are the top tabs, and then the bottom tabs, which are the same planner press diamond dividers. These are all in my calendar section. So I have future log, this month, tracking, this week, and next month. And then the other tab I have in here is a today tab for my daily, and this is from Cloth and Paper. Again, it's their glass plastic material. So those are my tabs. All right, so now let's do the flip. So yeah, first I have my Gillio flyleaf with my deco on here, what there is of it. And then in the compass section, I intend to have like my yearly goals and everything in here, but let's just be real for a minute. It's 2020. I still think you can have goals in 2020, but I was doing Power Sheets, which is, if you're not familiar with that, it's like a dedicated goal planner. And I was just getting really overwhelmed by it. And so I stopped using it. It wasn't serving me, which is not to say I don't think Power Sheets is great. I love Power Sheets. I love their company. I think the people who run it are just top notch, and I would highly recommend Power Sheets. It was just for this particular season of my life. It just wasn't serving me, and it wasn't working for me. So what I do have in here is a really overcomplicated planning routine that I don't even necessarily follow all the time, but in an ideal world I would. And I'll do another video where I'll update this for 2021 and kind of go through what my planning routine is. I have one of my favorite Bible verses on here: commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. And then we go into the GTD section. So I don't have a separate inbox tab, but that's because I know that when I open my GTD section, it goes straight to my inbox. So, and I think every insert that I have in here is a Perfectionism Prints insert. And so I will link to my shop below. I'll try to remember to say the names of the inserts and everything. But so this is the Perfectionism Prints inbox insert. And so this is just kind of where I jot down all of the random thoughts that come into my head that I don't have time to categorize at the moment. And if you want to know more about how I use my inbox or any of my getting things done inserts, you can check out my GTD video that I will also link below. So that's what I have here. And then I do have a inbox dashboard from cloth and paper in here that sometimes I will, like if I have a sticky note or a loose page or something like that, I'll attach that to this with an ollie clip. And this is just, I wanted to show you like an old inbox sheet that I've filled up that I don't need anymore, and I just haven't taken this out of my planner yet, but I gray out with gray highlighter all of the things that I've already processed and have transferred to other lists or completed or whatever. So that's what this is with all the gray lines. Sometimes I think it's kind of satisfying to look at. That's why I've left it in here so long. And then we get to the next section here, or next actions. And again, I'm not going to go through all the details about how I use this, but that's here. And I really need to thin this out and like consolidate some of these. Well, I probably shouldn't show you all of my video ideas. Let's see. Well, hey, I've already talked about all of those, or filmed them, so I'm not really worried about it, honestly. That's great. Okay. And then I do have a separate next list for work than I do for personal, which you don't have to do. I have a work section here on the next insert, but I just find that it's easier for me to have a separate list for work. A blank one in here, and then we get to the waiting on section where I have all of those things that I've either delegated to somebody or I am waiting to hear back from somebody that I've contacted or something like that. And then I have, so also in my waiting on section, I don't just have my waiting on list, but I also have my, my orders list, because those are also things that I'm waiting on. So I don't necessarily put everything in here that I order online, but I do put things, especially if it's something I know that I'm going to have to wait a while to get, like maybe it's something from Etsy that is going to take a while to produce, or like my Vanderspec that I ordered, that's going to take 6 to 8 weeks, or something from AliExpress that takes who knows how long. I mean, I ordered that on the 19th of October and it's still not here. I honestly don't know if I'm going to get that. And so that's the kind of stuff I put on here. And just a little aside, my Vanderspec was shipped a few days ago and I'm really, really excited for it to come. I'll do an unboxing video on that. So next is the talking points section. And this is the insert that I use when I am trying to keep track of conversations that I'm having with people. Like this is my miscellaneous one, where if I'm just calling somebody maybe once or twice, I can jot their name down and make a quick note about what we talked about. But then like other talking points inserts, I will put like my husband's name on, and this is his designated insert for things that I want to remember to bring up to him. And so, for somebody you're going to be talking to a lot or going back and forth with a lot, it's helpful to have their own page, I guess, depending on the size of your planner. And then something that I have in my planner, I don't have this insert in the shop. If this is something people have any interest in, let me know. But I mean, I made this specifically for myself because as a physician assistant, I'm consulting with the psychiatrist in our practice regularly, and this is just a way for me to organize what I'm talking to him about. So like if I have a patient I want to consult about, I'll write the date and the patient's name, the details of what I want to go over with him, and then, his response. And then I have a couple like processing check marks over here. So, I mean, this is just for me. And like I said, I can't imagine anybody else would have this exact same need unless you're also a PA and use a paper planner at work, in which case I am happy to like make this available for you. But yeah, I find it extremely useful. And then I have my projects section next. And again, I'm not going to like go over exactly how to use this, but a bunch of projects in here. And then my Sunday section rounds out the GTD divider here. And these are all things that I'm going to do eventually or never, but I want to keep track of. Other things you can keep in your Sunday section are lists, like I have gift ideas in here. This is the 4-section list insert on Perfectionism Prints, and like, you know, I'll just put somebody's name up here, and then like gift ideas throughout the year that if they mention something, I'll just jot it down. I mean, you can put a lot of different lists in this section. You could put lists of like projects you want to do around your house, or like to buy lists, wish lists, things like that. So don't think that these GTD sections have to be limited to just the insert of that same name. You can put anything that fits in that category. So next is the calendar section. And again, this is something I don't have in the shop because I don't even know if this is how I would want to format it, but this is just like a future log where I can write down stuff that's coming up that I don't necessarily have my monthly calendar printed out for yet. Like I have an eye exam on January 2nd that I just wanted to keep track of in here. And then we go into my monthly inserts. My tab for this month, it goes to this actual month that we're on, not October. So when I flip it, it goes straight to the month that we're on, and that's just the most functional for me. I don't really have any need for a monthly tab to go to like a month that's already passed. And so this is my monthly overview page for October. And then like after each monthly section, like at least for this month, I had my currently insert. You know, one of the beauties of printable inserts is you don't have to print them out the order that you get the files in, especially if you're printing to pre-cut paper where you don't have to worry about printing in twos and then in cutting. Like you can print any insert on the back of any other insert. I do that a lot. So this is the currently insert, which is another editable, like customizable insert, by the way. You can edit like all of these categories. So this is just kind of stuff that I have going on each month that I want to remember. And then I don't think I have this in the shop yet either, gratitude insert. And I mean, I don't put, you know, real groundbreaking stuff necessarily for my gratitudes. Like I had gratitude on the 10th of October for my infant growling because I thought it was really cute. So, I mean, don't like overthink your gratitude. Just something that's giving you joy in that day and making you happy, you know? And I am definitely a proponent of daily gratitude, though clearly I didn't do it every day, but that's okay. And then I have my, this is the monthly, weekly, and daily tracker insert. And, so this is in my shop too. And this is for October. Again, like my habit score, if you look at my habit tracker insert, you'll understand what that is, was only 54% for October. I mean, we're not about perfectionism here, despite the name. Or at least I'm a recovering perfectionist, okay? So I'm like really trying not to be super legalistic and hard on myself when I don't get everything done. And then finally, in like each month section, I have a monthly review. This is another editable insert where you can edit all of these different categories. The one I have in the shop is a little bit different. Like I don't have the reflect and predict section because I was trying to make it more general. So just make sure if you look this up in the shop, that you look at the listing photo to make sure that it's what you're expecting. And then I have, this is a cloth and paper dashboard for November. And again, it's just like a repeat of the October as far as what I have in there. Here's a monthly view. All right, and then December. So for like my tracking section, again, like I have my divider right where I can flip open to this month that I'm currently in, and this is just a blank one to show you. Okay, so this is an example of my weekly section. This is the week on one page in the shop, which I still really like, and but I've transitioned right now to the editable weekly insert that I made with Berlin from Plan with B. She designed all the elements of this. And this is editable. You can change all of these sections. Berlin has a great video about it that I will link below. But I mean, these weekly inserts are awesome. It is just amazing how much information you can get on there. Then the next section is my dailies. So again, the tab just goes straight to the day that I'm on. And I just plan one day at a time. Like my weekly is more like, I use that to map out more like what I would like my week to look like. And then my daily is like, I specifically do not fill that out before the day of. So you can see like for Thursday, which is tomorrow, it's completely blank. That's because I like having just a blank page every day to write down my to-do list and start from scratch in the morning or, the night before and just plan out what I want to do that day. And I do have another video where I go through like how I do my weekly and daily planning. And then finally in the calendar section, I have the next month tab, and I don't have it printed yet, but like this would flip to my January monthly calendar. Then I have my poor wellness section here that doesn't have anything in it yet, but I have this great motivating dashboard from Cloth and Paper that says changes happen in small steps and little leaps. And I'm planning to have a bunch of health and fitness inserts, so stay tuned for those coming to the shop. And then I have my shop section where I have like some reference things like font sizes and header sizes, like designing details for that. I have a list of inserts I want to make, video ideas, Instagram post ideas. I have notes about like inserts I'm designing. This is one I've already designed, the monthly review insert. And then I have my reference section. So right now I don't have this subdivided between personal and work, but I want to get a couple other top or bottom dividers from Planner Press and make a division between personal and work here. And so first I just have like a bunch of billing codes that we use regularly. More notes. And then this is like my personal section here. So like after a doctor's appointment for my kids, I wrote down like the name of the doctor and the date of the appointment, and then the recommendations or the what the doctor told us. I didn't actually write this in here, but like Tylenol dose, ibuprofen dose, which vaccines they received that day, that kind of thing. And let's see, I have like a half insert from Cloth and Paper in here. Some more random notes. I think having blank notes pages is key. And then I finally have this page lifter. This is from Dividers R Us, and it's pretty thin. It actually does the job pretty well. I thought it would be too thin to work well as a page lifter, which is just something that keeps your, when you have your binder closed, keeps your pages back here from getting bent. But it's nice. And then I put a a sticky pocket from Planner Press on here. And I just, I want to put like a photo in here that will actually take up the whole space of this pocket. But right now I just have a cloth and paper journaling card in here of a quote that I like. And then in the back here, I just have some cloth and paper freebies and some page flags that I never use. I did have task cards back here, which I think are great, but I just found I wasn't really using them very much. This is a, oh, what is the name of the shop? Sequins and Paper, maybe. She makes these great Polaroid-y looking quotes, and I really like this one. She sets her mind on things above, not on earthly things. I kind of switch these quotes out. I have an ollie clip back here, and then my pen de jour, which is right now the Copic multi-liner 0.5, which is a felt tipped pen. All right, guys, and that's it. I have at the end of this video over 50 minutes of footage, so I'm really gonna have to edit this down or it's gonna be a beast of a video. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know if you want any more information about anything. I will link the videos that I mentioned down below. And let me know if you have any other video suggestions for me. Thank you so much for watching and for all of your support. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.